Some female Marines that I definitely look up to are my drill instructors. That may sound cliche, but they are just so caring and selfless that looking back now, it's pretty incredible. And knowing that at least a couple were mothers at the time, and now I'm a mother, it's pretty incredible that the fact that they could do what they did for training.
I would say that every female I run into has some kind of influence on me, whether I'm learning from them pride, whether I'm learning dignity or respect. Everybody has an influence on you, positive and negative.
The female Marine that I look up to is Sergeant Erin Rios. She was actually stationed with me in Okinawa, Japan, and she had gone to sergeant's course and graduated first out of about 80 sergeants. And she was my corporal's course instructor, one of them. She was in a whole different squad, but she knew everything in my eyes, and she was one of the most perfect Marines.
About 10 years ago on recruiting duty, when I was working around St. George, Utah, I met a woman named Nori. And she was in the Marine Corps in the 1940s when you weren't allowed to even come on active duty. She was a reservist. She's actually a woman Marine that's on one of the posters, recruiting posters, but she was in her 70s. And when I met her, she had asked to borrow my dress blue jacket for it to be in a Veterans Day parade. And she was the most awesome person I'd ever met. I mean, being in her 70s, she was still full of the fight and talking to me about the Marine Corps and how great it is, and that she was so proud to have served and not even being able to serve active duty. She was just a tremendous person to meet.
One in particular comes to mind. Her name is Master Sergeant Kim Silke, retired. She just retired last year. I met her when she was a sergeant and I was either PFC or Lance Corporal. And just the way she carried herself, again, just a true professional, but very gracious and very kind. Didn't feel the need to flex her stripes, if you will. She didn't have anything to prove. She was just herself and carried herself so well that I just, in my mind, I just kind of targeted her as somebody that I wanted to emulate. So.
Her name was Sergeant Coleman back then. And she loved what she did. It showed. Like, even when our senior drilled us, we didn't march the same as we did for Sergeant Coleman. She was proud. She loved what she did. And she was a drill instructor, yes, but she was also compassionate about it. And it showed. She was everyone's favorite by far. And I don't think about her as much as I should. But if I had to emulate one female Marine out of all of them I've met since 2001, she would be it.
I've been very fortunate to have been around great people. Probably the first mentor, and still my mentor today, when I was a Lance Corporal, I had a Sergeant Jones, and she was my NCOIC at the time. She was really the first one who showed me, and it's not just being a female Marine, but really fighting through the stereotypes and standing up and kind of dissing the title of being a female Marine, but being a Marine. And it was just an awesome experience, and she actually transitioned to the warrant officer ranks. So as she transitioned to the warrant officer ranks, she on another level showed me what it meant to be a Marine officer. And as I said, not just at work, but her conduct on and off duty, just the type of person that she is, and she is definitely still one of my mentors today.
I would have to say, during boot camp, we had a series gunnery sergeant. She would always appear tough and demanding, and she cared for her Marines, and from then on I kept that image, trying to be that same person, just because I knew not only was she a good Marine, but she was a good person within herself.
The one female Marine that's had the biggest influence on me, her name is First Sergeant Cochran, and she was the first black female that I saw at my first duty station and the highest ranking. And she is pretty much an in-your-face kind of Marine, and she just tells it like it is. So anytime that I wasn't performing at my highest or doing my best, she definitely let me know. And looking up to her, she was a very good example of what a Marine, not just a female Marine, but what a Marine should look like and how a Marine should perform.